Hey there friends, it's Missy again. Thanks so much for stopping in today. I have a new layout to share for Hip Kit Club and I'm using the 2020 August kits today. And I've actually got my photos already chosen. I'm going to start with my pictures today because I'm going to be making a travel themed layout. And so I have a black and white picture of me and my husband on the plane and then a color photo of the view out of the window. And I've been eyeballing this cute big chipboard piece from Simple Stories. It says Good Times Ahead. I just like the design of it. I like the colors. And so I thought that I would use that as a starting point to kind of decide my design. And I want to kind of play around with embellishments and pick things out and kind of have an idea where they're going to go before I make the background, because I'm not sure what color I want to put on the background or if I want to use multiple colors, because I want to know ahead of time what colors I'm using in the embellishments and how many colors I'm going to use. And this Simple Stories Going Places sticker book is awesome because it is full of travel themed stickers and words and phrases and quotes. And I just wanted to use a bunch of those. And so I'm going through and I have no idea where I want to put these yet. So I'm going to basically make them into die cuts. So what I do is just pull them off and stick them to some scrap cardstock and then cut them out. And then you can move them around wherever you want, because at this point, you know, I'm not anywhere near ready to stick them to the background. So I just pulled out some things. This is kind of helping me determine all the colors that I'm going to be using, which clearly I'm going to be using a lot because this Going Places has rainbow variety. So that determines that. I'm going to be using all the colors, which that shouldn't be a surprise because I love all the colors together. So this is kind of where I may go. You know, I may just stack the two photos like you see there with the Good Times Ahead as the third chunk on that little horizontal row of where my photos are, and then kind of embellish around all of that and then down below. So I'm going to add a little bit of tissue paper behind the black and white photo just to kind of separate it from the other photo, because the other photo, obviously you can see the blue water there, so I want to overlap the photo of me and my husband on top of that just a little bit. And I also wanted to use the Simple Stories washi tape that we get, and I thought that I would punch some circles out of it. And you know, circles really have nothing to do with travel or the theme of this layout, but I just felt like punching some circles for no reason other than just wanting to do it. So I basically just put the washi tape on some more scrap white cardstock and then grab a few of my punches and punch it out. So this is just one way to use washi tape. You know, you don't have to just stick it right onto the background. You can make embellishments out of it. So I thought that since I've got a lot of horizontal things going on, I would kind of work on adding a little bit of a vertical element as well. I'm going to use this cute little airplane. It was part of the brads. I had a little brad sticking into it, but I just want to cut it out and use it as an embellishment. So I'm going to do that, and it's navy blue. So I thought, well, that's another color that I'm going to add into this page. And then I'm going to just loosely work with some of the exclusive chipboard stickers and some other embellishments and just kind of see what matches and what looks good where. And now that I have an idea of all the colors, I'm going to work on my background. And I just decided to go with white as the background since I had so many colors going on. I didn't want to just choose one color, and it's going to be pretty busy with all the embellishments, and so I opted to not use a pattern paper. So this is thick smooth white cardstock, and I'm using clear gesso on it because I'm going to be using a lot of inks and water on top of it. So I let that dry, and I decided to go with kind of an orangey yellow color on the background. And so I'm using the orange ink pad. It's called Melon, and this is from the Stamp Market. Now this is not in this month's kit. This is from a few months ago. And you saw how I just did that. I just turned the stamp pad over and scraped it right onto the background and spritzed it with water, and it basically turns it into watercolor, using my brush to kind of spread it around. And then I thought I would yellow it up a little bit by using some of the Art Philosophy watercolors that we got several months ago as well. This is called Honey, and it's a real deep, bright yellow. And I love mixing and matching different products together to create interesting new colors. And what I thought I would do is just mix these two colors together, spritz it with water, and just turn the paper this way and that way and kind of create a big color wash on the background. I felt like since I had so many colors going on in the embellishments, I didn't want to add all the colors to the background. I feel like one bold color is enough, and it's going to be the one color that I don't have a lot of in the embellishments. I have some orange things going on, but this is going to be more of a yellow color. Then I decided, let's orange it up a little bit. So I reached back into my bucket of Hip Kit stuff that we got. I don't even remember what month this was. This is the Nouveau Mousse, and it's the orange color. I can backtrack on the website. Like I said, I can't remember what month this was from, but I just scraped some right into the middle of this wet watercolor here using my palette knife, and then added more water. I'm just kind of blending it in. So you can actually use that Nouveau Mousse as watercolor in a way, like I did just there. Gonna add in a little bit more of that yellow honey watercolor, and then just continue to kind of turn the page and let it run and spread and color a big chunk of it. And you know, this is cool because you can kind of control how much you want, but on the flip side of that, it kind of runs and blends and forms its own shape. And so I feel like the shape that this is creating is really cool. I like that it's wider at the top and then coming down into a little point at the bottom. And it looks like a big old yellow splotch, but once you start to add the photos and all those little things back on top of it, it totally transforms. So this is what I've got so far. Yep, looks like a big old mess, but it makes the photos pop because the blue in the color photo is so different than this background. It really encourages the photo to stand out, but also it encourages the background to stand out. So I love using contrasting colors like that to really make, you know, every part of the page pop. So here I thought I would splatter a little bit of a reddish pink color around, and so I mixed together the Stamp Market Cherry Kisses, which is the red ink pad from a few months ago, with the light pink Art Philosophy ink pad that we got, I can't even remember. It's been sometime this year, the past several months. Mixed those together, added some water to create, again, another watercolor, and just splattered it on using my brush there. And it's very faint. I didn't want it to be super bold. I just wanted it to have a little bit of that color kind of softly in the background. And I can always go back and add more later if I decide that I want that color to be bolder in the background. But in the meantime, I'm going to leave it as is, and I'm going to start to build the page. And so I thought that I would pop up the photos, give them a little bit of dimension. So I'm going to add adhesive foam behind both of those. And I'm already liking how this is looking with this bright background and the colors in the color photo. Yeah, the background kind of matches the bottom of that chipboard piece that says ahead. I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to do with the circles, so I thought I would just kind of try to rebuild the page here with all those little bits and pieces that I had picked out and see how it looks. I do want to use that little palm tree sticker over to the left because we were on our way to the Bahamas, but the picture, the color picture is actually the coast in Miami because we had a flight out of Miami, and it was gorgeous. I had to take that picture, but we were trying to get to the Bahamas, but we had some flight delays. But we eventually got there, and it was well worth the trip. So this is kind of what I'm going to go with. I want to kind of soften up a little bit of the washi tape circles. So I'm going to kind of fade out some of them on each one by just smudging a little bit of white gesso over them. I feel like this just gives them a little bit of interest and depth instead of being just so perfect. I like things to look less than perfect, and I don't even know why. I feel like just smudging the edges a little bit just kind of softens it up. And it's just basically little rainbow circles, little dots there. But yeah, I like how that looks. It just kind of makes them look a little hazy. I'm going to use the edge of this orange tag to stick out of the edge there on the color photo side. And then I want to make sure that this big chipboard piece is the same level as the photos since I popped those up. So I'm going to pop up that so that's the same level. And then I'm going to add a little bit of cord from my stash into the little open circle there on the tag to kind of finish that off. Yeah, I couldn't decide between all the embellishments because there were so many perfect travel stickers and brads and things, and I just had to pick and choose and thought, okay, you can't use all of these, you know, you have to not use some of them. So I had to kind of pick and choose and say, okay, I'll use you next time. You can use, or you can be on this layout, but you have to wait. Yeah, sometimes I talk to my products, which makes me kind of crazy, but oh well. I'm going to go ahead and add in some thread here. I know I'm going to add in some pink and some of that aqua color that's going to match the watercolor in the photo in a couple spots. And I'm going to wind up channeling my inner Jen Scow again because she's the nestling queen, and I'm going to do a lot of nestling on this page. Definitely nowhere near her level, but I love how that good times ahead fits right there on the edge of my husband's body. Like it's, I don't know, it just fits right there. I love that. And then the little green camera above it, just, that's the perfect little nook and cranny for that. And then once I get to decide for sure on all those little travel pieces down at the bottom, I go nestling crazy. And in my mind, I'm just like, Jen Scow is going to be so proud of me because that girl practically invented nestling. And so anytime I hear that word or say that word, I have to give her props because she is so good at that. And this was pretty much a lot of nestling for me. As I kept going and going and going, things just kept working and things kept just fitting into all these little spots. And like that little pink sticker, it was perfect for right above the photo there. And then this little circle goes over here to the right. Now we're going to get down to the real nestling nitty gritty. Going places is going to go right under the photo. And then you see where the pink flower with the red leaf, and where I have wander, the circle, the big washi tape circle, it just nestles right up in that little nook right there. Sometimes these things just happen, you know, and you just have to play around with it. And yeah, this is going to be a layout where I actually use a lot more embellishments than I normally do. But when they all work and they all just fit and they all look cute, you know, you just go with it, you know? And sometimes you just have to go with what makes you happy. And that's what I was doing here. I just kind of kept going down below, adding this, adding that. That's a little camera with a brad in the middle from the Simple Stories brads. I'm going to use that Wanderlust sticker. Happy Travels is a chipboard piece. I've got some more stickers that I picked out of that sticker book that I stuck to white cardstock and then cut out. Here's where I'm going to add some more thread. This is the aqua color. It's pretty much the same color as the beach in the photo there. And I thought that I would bring that color to this part of the page, kind of wedge it up underneath that bigger circle there. And well, let me just say, the one thing that I did like about this layout is I feel like I have multiple titles. I don't really feel like I have to put a specific title down. This could be contitled? I was about to say contitled. Why? That's not even a word. Oh my gosh. This could be titled Good Times Ahead, or Going Places, or Happy Travels. So I just left it alone, and I'm going to let the viewer decide what the title is, because it doesn't really matter. The whole point of this page is that we're traveling, and I feel like you can sense that based on the pictures and based on all of these phrases. Yeah, contitled, I don't think that's a word. If it is, I have no idea what it means. Sometimes things just fly out of my mouth, and I have no idea why. So yeah, just disregard that made-up word for today's video. Usually I think I make up at least one word a video. Yep, that's today's word. Oh geez, let's just keep on moving. I decided I needed a little bit more of that palm tree green, since if you see the palm tree on the left, that's green, and then go over to the right above Good Times Ahead, you have the green camera. So I felt like I needed another pop of green. So the thread is going to do that for me. Tuck that underneath the bottom of the photo. And then I'm going to keep going. This Enjoy sticker, it's more of a red color, but I felt like it matched because I've got red in Good Times Ahead and then in the leaves underneath the photos there. I did some stitching here. I did a stitch through Wonder, and then I stitched down here because I want to use this flamingo and he needs something to stand on. So I did some little stitching with the aqua thread, and look, he has a ground to stand on. I felt like if I didn't add that, he would just be floating, and he needs some ground. So now he looks like he's legit standing on something. So I was very happy with how that turned out. Now I'm just going to continue to add little bits and pieces. Got the little red chipboard heart, pink flower there by Happy Travels. I'm going to add this little geotag in because it's that palm tree green again. I'm not sure where. I think I do put it somewhere. Since I added that hot pink flower in, I wanted to add a couple more pops of that. So I cut this flower die cut in half so I can run it off the page up at the very top and the very bottom. And I like how that looks. And here we go. I'm just going to continue to add things because this is a case of everything looks cute. Where can I put this? Oh, I don't want to leave this out. Where can it go? Where can it go? And so, yeah, I'm almost done because I feel like, okay, we're getting busy here. Oh, here we go. More brads. Yep. See, this is where I need supervision and I need someone to say, Missy, stop. That's enough. That's enough. But I'm not listening. I'm obviously going to keep going. I think in the end, it winds up looking okay. And I meant to mention earlier about my lighting in this video. As I've been making this all day, it has been rainy, rainy, rainy. And so when it's like that outside, it really does affect my lighting in my room, even though I have my lights. So hopefully I edited it okay where you can see the colors. But in the end, you'll get a more clear view of the colors and everything. I'm just poking some holes here and there to add some brads because these are, you know, real brads that poke through your paper. All right, almost done. Last thing I'm going to do here is add in some pencil lines and write my journaling. I'm using a fine tip black Sharpie for that. And here comes the final photo. There it is. I don't think it's too busy. I think it's fun. I love all these little bits and pieces. And I think the flamingo is so cute. I'm glad I added him and gave him some ground. But yeah, I love that Good Times Ahead piece. I've been wanting to use that since I opened the kits a few weeks ago. And I thought, you know what? Today's the day. I'm going to use it. We're going to make a travel page. And I like how it turned out. I love using all the colors because it just allows you to use all the things. So I hope this inspires you in some way. I hope you enjoyed watching this. Maybe it gave you an idea or two to try on your next layout, even if you don't do mixed media. Hopefully something gave you some ideas or, you know, maybe inspired you to try something different. Who knows? But anyway, let me know what you think. If you have any questions, shoot them to me down in the comments section. I'll be more than happy to answer. And I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for being here. See you next time.